This is Southampton Story, a community effort to build a stronger Southampton.
Good evening. I'm Wendy Pearson, the Vice President for Strategic Initiatives at Stony Brook University and Executive Director of the Stony Brook Southampton campus. Thank you for joining us for this time-honored tradition, the Windmill Lighting and Holiday Gathering. This is my second one, and I'm just really excited to be here. We have so many faculty, staff, students, alumni of both Southampton College, as well as Stony Brook Southampton, and many friends and community members. As many of you know, last year was my first Windmill lighting, and that was the first time that I met with several of our community members, the alumni, the friends, the faculty and staff, many of whom had been here before it was Stony Brook. And the thing that struck me was how much everyone really cares about this campus, its history, its legacy in terms of its programs, the impact that it's had on individual lives, but more importantly, the future of this campus. And I've taken all of that over the year as fuel for me to make sure that we're leaning into the potential of what this place can be. And so as we continue to work on our ambitious plans around bringing the Southampton Hospital, workforce housing, and revitalizing the academic portfolio of this place, which is a lot of hard work that you really can't see because it's behind the scenes, it was important for me that we also invest in things that you can see, like the new signage and updated branding, the investment in facilities, and highlighting gorgeous places like this, the Southampton Library. I hope you'll come back here and, if you're working on a project, the library is open to the community, and you should feel that this is also your place. With that said, I'd love to introduce Stony Brook University Interim President Richard McCormick. He's been with us for a short time, but in that time, he's already invested in this place. He's been incredibly supportive of our journey. He's been incredibly supportive of us gaining traction on those ambitious plans, and supportive of me too. So first, thank you for that. Dick McCormick comes to us having served as president of Rutgers University and the University of Washington, and as Vice Chancellor and Provost at UNC Chapel Hill. A renowned historian, he has also been awarded prestigious fellowships from the Guggenheim Foundation, the Woodrow Wilson Center. Please help me welcome Interim President McCormick.
Oh, whoops. Thank you so much, Wendy. Some of that was true. I'm really pleased to be here. One of Stony Brook's most revered and favorite traditions, the annual Southampton Windmill Lighting. And I'm so pleased to be here this evening and happy to see so many members of the Southampton community and the surrounding communities, and may I say so many of my Stony Brook colleagues, both those based in Stony Brook and those who are here in Southampton. It's a wonderful gathering. I've heard about it, and now here we are. Over the past century, the windmill that we'll be lighting tonight has seen the evolution of an entire region, and we are honored to be part of its history with you. I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to Wendy Pearson for leading an astonishing turnaround of our Stony Brook Southampton campus. Her energy and enthusiasm, working so closely with many community partners, continue to be critical to the transformation before our eyes. Southampton's transformation into a dynamic hub for culture, for learning. I know it was true perhaps for some years that those of you in Southampton felt that Stony Brook neglected this campus. Those days are long gone. And for that, I credit Wendy Pearson with another round of applause. This treasured annual event, the lighting of the windmill, brings us together to celebrate our Southampton campus community, of which we are so proud. Gathering with partners and friends, it gives us a chance to reconnect and to reflect on our shared affinity for Stony Brook Southampton. I'm exceedingly grateful for the chance to thank so many of you in person for your ongoing support for this campus. There's something truly special going on here in Southampton, and all of us at Stony Brook are very proud of it. As Stony Brook is strengthening community relationships and reinventing our Southampton campus infrastructure, we're laying the groundwork for even more ambitious contributions to Eastern Long Island. I'm speaking of our plans for an expanded Southampton hospital, the development of workforce housing for many of its staff, the expansion of Southampton's academic non-credit and community programs to meet the community's growing and diverse needs. We're so conscious of being in a community that cares about itself and its members, and couldn't be more pleased to be growing our campus with you. We're thrilled to work in a vibrant place where education, innovation, and collaboration thrive. Stony Brook remains committed to this campus and to the communities on the East End. There are many promising partnerships with local community groups, as well as academic partnerships here and elsewhere on Long Island. I'm especially proud of the Stony Brook Future Scholars Program, with which we will be engaged with 5 of the school districts in this area. It's a glorious program in which we will identify about 100 rising 8th graders, yes, boys and girls who are beginning high school. We'll put our arms around them. We'll promise to stick with them through their high school years, provide peer tutoring and mentoring, bring them onto campus here at Southampton for academic year programs and for summer programs, and we'll make the promise that if they're admitted to Stony Brook, they'll have free tuition. I'm really proud of that program. We did it in Camden, Newark, and New Brunswick, New Jersey. If we can do it there, we can do it in Long Island. These new developments complement so many wonderful things that have been happening on the Southampton campus for a long time. The first LEED Gold certified library right here on Long Island, and home to the Pollock Krasner Study Center. The Food Lab, the School of Health Professions, the Lichtenstein Center, which hosts SUNY's first ever MFA in literature, film, and television writing, and as a testament to Dorothy Lichtenstein's extraordinary vision for the arts in higher education. We remember Dorothy, whose profound impact on our arts community encompasses true philanthropy at its finest. She was an inspiration to everyone here. Her legacy will continue to live on through the Lichtenstein Center here at Southampton. And of course, there is our acclaimed School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences, whose research is essential to not only the various disciplines and departments, but to the integrity of Shinnecock Bay itself. Stony Brook is incredibly grateful to friends in the New York State Legislature for their ongoing partnership and support. We are especially pleased to be joined this evening by Senator Anthony Palumbo. Senator Palumbo, where are you? Congratulations on your overwhelming reelection to the New York State Senate. And by Assemblyman-elect Tommy John Schiavone, Assemblyman-elect. I think we're going to hear from both of you shortly. Legislator Ann Welker and not least, Southampton Town Supervisor Maria Moore. Thank you all for your leadership and for your support of Stony Brook, Southampton. A special note of thanks as well to Assemblyman Fred Thiel, who could not join us this evening. I had the pleasure of spending a good deal of time with him a few months ago, and his passion for this campus and his passion for Stony Brook and for Southampton is unmatched. We are grateful for all of his efforts on behalf of the Southampton campus and Stony Brook University. We will miss his leadership in Albany. When we look at the windmill, as we will in a little while, and see it glowing with light, that light symbolizes the history of Southampton, the history of Long Island, the Shinnecock Hills, and Stony Brook University. And we are so proud to be associated with that symbol of our community and the light it sheds on this place and on the surrounding land. The windmill's been carrying on all that rich history since 1888. Then as now, it continues to be a treasured historic symbol of this community And I am so glad that we'll have the pleasure tonight of commemorating that history, of lighting the windmill, and celebrating it all together. Thank you.
Before I continue, I do want to, we've got a lot of folks to acknowledge, and oftentimes the people who are really responsible for putting this event together, they get thanked last. And I really want to make sure to do it when everyone is here, and to thank them for their efforts. First, Laura Lyons from Conferences and Events. She has worked very hard on this event, making this all possible, brainstorming on ways to really utilize this space, and I'm so grateful for her. Frank Imperio from the Liechtenstein Center. He's like MacGyver. He just makes everything work, and we're so lucky to have him. There's also Amy Gaipa from the Liechtenstein Center, who's not here. She was fantastic in working with Frank. Daphne Trikus in the back with the library. I see you back there. Michael Austin from Campus Residences also helped with a lot of it. And this person we should all really just bow down to, and his name is Rich Atkins. He is the facilities director of this campus. He's responsible for keeping us warm. He's responsible for putting the lights on the windmill. He's responsible for making sure all of this comes together in a wonderful way. He's always the wizard, the man behind the curtain, and I'm so grateful for him. I'd also like to thank our School of Health Professions over here on the right. Their students are normally in here studying, so we kind of took it over from them. But please take a moment and stop by the table. We have really strong programs in the health professions. They have a good 80% of the enrollment here, so please stop by and say hi to them. So with that, I want to say a little bit about the windmill, if I can find my notes. Okay. So as we gather here today, I really want to reflect on the rich history of the windmill. It was built in 1714 and moved here in the 1890s. It has served as a playhouse, a writer's retreat for Tennessee Williams, and a beloved landmark. Preserving this as a symbol of resilience and creativity is a shared goal. As Dick has said, thanks to Assemblyman Thiel and Senator Anthony Palumbo for the legislation that they put in place to preserve it and restore the windmill in partnership with Southampton Town. It's partnerships like that, I think, that really demonstrate what we can do as a community when we come together. And we're so grateful for your creativity and your support of this campus. And with that, I'd like to introduce, for a few words, Senator Anthony Palumbo.
Well, thank you, Wendy. And I do want to reiterate the sentiments of President McCormick, that I've represented this area for 4 years. I was 7 years in the Assembly representing the northern part of the district. And then when I got elected to the Senate, this is my 4th windmill lighting. And to bring this campus and have it rise from the ashes is really thanks to Wendy Pearson. She is a rock star. She has put together a task force, a committee that we have with stakeholders to really reorient our focus on this campus. So I think we got to give her another round of applause. Wendy, I know, you're getting a lot tonight. But it is so well deserved. And Assemblyman Thiel and I, of course, tweaked a little legislation to make sure the windmill stays here. And everything, I hope and I believe that in short order, this campus is going to look, they're all going to look like the Marine Sciences building and this building that we're in today. So I just want to say thank you to you folks for what you do. Happy holidays. And we will desperately miss our good friend Fred Thiel, who actually went to college on this campus. So he's a pit bull. Assemblyman-elect Tommy John Schiavone's a teacher. He's going to be just as committed, without question, to education and this campus. But if anything starts to go sideways, I'm bringing Fred back, so look out. I'll do it. He's not going far. He lives right here. So thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Senator Palumbo. It's now my pleasure to introduce Suffolk County Legislator Ann Welker, a lifelong resident of Southampton, definitely dedicated to preserving the East End's vitality, the environment, and she's got a long legacy at this campus through her family, a proud member of our advisory committee. If you give a few words. Absolutely.
Thanks, Wendy. Hi, everybody. It's wonderful to see all of you here this evening. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to just take a couple minutes to thank someone who's kept this tradition going for many, many years, who I saw here earlier, Joan Tutt. Joan has been such a force for this campus, for its alumni program, and she really has kept this tradition going and allowed it to grow into the beautiful event it is this evening. I've also, so a little bit of a clap for Jimmy. I'd also like to take a moment and thank someone who's no longer with us, Laura Baudo-Sillerman. Laura and her husband, Bob was one of the chancellors of Southampton College. They are responsible for this building. Their fundraising, their connections within this community, their relentless belief in the hope of the continuation of this institution are just have carried us through decades. So for Laura Sillerman, who passed away about a month ago, just a moment of silence for her and a moment of recognition for she and her family's work for this institution. And then finally, I'd like to thank or just acknowledge, if you drive through the Marine Station and you look just, if you're going around the corner and you look off to the left, you'll see a platform that's built right near the docks. And on that platform, there's a nest. And on that nest is a pair, well, not right now. Now they're in South America. But on that nest, there are a pair of ospreys. Those ospreys are named after my parents, Ralph and Mary Welker, because the Sky Photos, Chris, called me and said, Ann, we finally have a nesting pair of ospreys. They have eggs. I put out a call for some names for these chicks, and I got names like Frito and Twinkie from the students. It's like, I can't name these glorious birds after Fritos and Twinkies. So he said, how do you feel about your parents being, the birds being named after your parents? And I started laughing, but I wasn't sure how my mom would feel about that. So I gathered my brothers, we talked about it, they were fine with it, and then we approached my mom. When my mom started laughing, as soon as I pitched it to her, I knew we were good. So huge thanks to Chris for that, and Merry, Merry Christmas and the happy of holidays to each of you, and let tonight be shining a light on the future of Southampton College.
Okay, so tonight we've talked a lot about the windmill. We talked a lot about the windmill. I didn't forget Carl. And we talked a lot about preserving the windmill. And that really wouldn't be possible without a good partnership with the Southampton Town. Southampton Town Supervisor Maria Moore and her team, they've been working tirelessly with our team to work out the details on what that would look like. I'm so grateful for your support for this campus, and as a colleague in terms of finding a path forward with the windmill, I'd love for you to come up and to say a few words.
So happy to be here with all of you tonight on this special occasion. The room looks beautiful. I love all the little lights. Wendy, well done, and your team. And I like to think of all the twinkling lights here and on the windmill and throughout the town as symbols of the warmth and goodwill we have for each other. I used to be the mayor of West Hampton Beach before I was the supervisor, and one of the last things I made sure that happened in the village was to preserve the windmill that we had there, the John Dix windmill. And so we had it landmarked and preserved, and it's well underway now. So I'm so pleased to be working with the team here at Stony Brook Southampton campus to do the same for the windmill that we're going to be lighting later tonight. You know, it's so hard to, at this time when there's so much to do and everyone is so busy and there's shopping, errands to run, and we can all get a little bit overwhelmed. So I'd like everybody to think of, you know, just to be kind to one another and be patient but most of all, enjoy the holidays and Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and I wish you all a very peaceful New Year.
Okay, now I'd like to introduce Assemblyman-elect Tommy John Giovanni. I've seen him everywhere. and he's always smiling, he's raring to go. But he's already taken a keen interest in this place, and I'm really looking forward to working with you and to hearing more about what you think about our plans going forward. Please come and say a few words.
Thank you, Wendy, and thank you, President McCormick. It's really great to be here. Great turnout. It's nice to see everyone. And, you know, first of all, we owe a debt of gratitude to my predecessor, Fred Thiel, for his love and commitment to this campus. He made his undergraduate here, and when it was Southampton College back in the day. And, you know, he has continued that legacy. So I certainly want to appreciate Assemblyman Thiel for all of his work, as well as Senator Palumbo. Thank you, Tony. Now, I grew up here on the East End, and, you know, Southampton College was an important institution on the South Fork. In fact, the windmill was the symbol of Southampton College back years ago. And I thought it was always wonderful that, you know, we had a higher level institution in our area, and Southampton College was it. And I was happy to see that Stony Brook took over Southampton College, and we're going to move this thing forward. And, you know, I'm proud as a current councilman in the town of Southampton that we are working to preserve the windmill. We're going to landmark it as a historic landmark, as it is. It originated in the village, and it was going to be demolished. That's an important point. It was moved here because it was going to be demolished in the village. They had other plans on Windmill Lane. And that has become the symbol of this college. And that's important to us in the town of Southampton. The symbol of the windmill, of this college as an institution on the South Fork. And I can tell you this, as an incoming assemblyman, this is one of my priorities. I want to see this campus grow and be the institution that it can be. And the central figure of that campus, of this campus, is that windmill. So thank you, Supervisor Moore, for your commitment, for all of the work on the windmill. And you know what? Thank you for having me here tonight. And you know what? I'm a 1991 Stony Brook graduate. So thank you, everybody.
Well, as you can see, looking around, we have something for everyone. I hope you'll take a moment and stop by and visit our academic programs. We've got the Lichtenstein Center here, SOMAS, and the School of Health Professions. We've got a lot of plans for this campus, and that includes reviving an event season here. I'm really pleased to announce that we have our inaugural production in the Avram scheduled in January. It's called Underground, Hear the Sound of Freedom. And it tells a powerful musical play about a runaway slave's unexpected journey toward freedom and self-discovery, blending music, history, and emotion into an unforgettable theatrical experience. To my left, we have a viewing room if you'd like to see a few clips. We have these lovely cards on the table with a QR code on the back for information about tickets. I hope you'll stop by and see what we have in store. I am pleased that we also have the producer of that play here, Akil DuPont. Akil is a professor at Pace University and the New York Film Academy. His musical, which began as an Student Emmy Award-winning short, Underground, earned accolades. His theatrical production earned the Best Production Award for the New York Theater Festival. I met Akil 20 years ago, maybe more, at the San Diego Black Film Festival. And it's been a pleasure for me to see the journey of Underground, the number of awards that it's won, and now him bringing the play, a full-length musical play to New York is super exciting. We're happy to premiere this in Southampton in the Avram Theater at the end of January and early February for Black History Month. So I hope you'll check it out. But Akil, I'd love to invite you up to say a few remarks about the play.
Hello, Stony Brook, how y'all doing? That's right, that's right. I drove over here from Harlem and my car was just shaking because of all the wind. I was like, if that mill needs wind, today is the day for that mill to have some wind. My goodness, my goodness. But I want to thank Stony Brook for inviting me over here and thank Wendy and Frank for everything that you all have done. It has been wonderful. And I wanted to invite you all to our play Underground. And so, Underground is a story, it's American history. And one of the things that we are highlighting, of course, the spiritual. And the Negro spiritual is the first form of music born in America. And every other form of music born in America can trace its roots back to the Negro spiritual. And so even though this is a story that shows how the enslaved had instructions inside the spirituals to navigate the Underground Railroad, the heart of the story is a father trying to get his daughter to freedom before his daughter is sold away. And so this is something I've been working on for 17 years, back when my hair was black. I started working on this thing. And, I got the idea back in 2007, and we made the film in 2010. And it was my thesis film from Florida State University. And we had a good time with it, thankfully. We won dozens of awards, a couple student Emmys that went around the world, traveled to 60 countries. Farthest going out was Beijing. And then in 2015, we decided to turn it into a play. And so this would be our 7th production of Underground. And like Wendy said, out of 80 plays, we were recently blessed with Best Production at the New York Theater Festival. And I'm appreciative of all this stuff because I didn't know how the thing was going to turn out when I first thought of it. I was like, how is this going to work? But thankfully, it ended up working. And we do have some clips of the play over here in the room 131. So I'd be happy for you all to check it out and let's chat about it, see if you like it. And I'm excited to partner with Stony Brook and to bring this play to the Southampton campus. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Akil. So with that, that's the end of the remarks. Thank you for being patient with it. In about 15 minutes, we're going to head up to the Windmill and turn on the lights. But in the meantime, eat, drink, and be merry. Oh, wait. And we have swag. So we're raffling off a swag bag of Stony Brook Southampton swag. If you're interested in winning these lovely items, there's a bowl at the front desk. Fill it out soon because we will be announcing the winner in about 15 minutes. Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for making the trip out here. I know it's super cold. So traditionally, there's a countdown to the lighting. Because it's cold, I think I will start at 5 instead of 10, maybe 3, I don't know, 5 at least. We have here President McCormick, Senator Palumbo, and Town Supervisor Maria Moore, so critical to... So critical to our plans out here. And with that, I think I'll come down. I think we've designated Oh, there he is. And Superintendent-elect Tony John Schiavone. Yay! Get up. And with that, I think House Supervisor Maria Moore has been elected to officially flip the switch. It's right here. I'll do the countdown. Oh, we're back on. Okay. All right, 5. Oh, wait, sorry. Stop. Abort. Okay. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel like we should sing something, but all right, one for the Windmill next year. Thanks, everyone. You're welcome to come back to the library for some more refreshments and fellowship. It's been fantastic.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Southampton Story.